Gentlemen, I am confident that we're in for a treat because Jennifer, like Pete, is very self-aware. She's going to tell you how she thinks others perceive her. The title of the speech is, Hey, I know you. Turning things over to Jennifer.
Have you ever had anyone tell you they know you? Throughout my life, this has happened to me. Luckily, my father told me about it when I was younger. He was waiting to pick me up from school early, waiting in the car. And when I got in, he said, I almost beat the horn at 5 other girls. That's when I realized that I had a common looking face. So I decided to use it to my advantage. I realized with having common features, I was able to get into places that were supposed to be secure, which helped out because years before Indeed and the use of personal computers, you had to go to a business, walk in, go to HR, fill out an application by hand, and sometimes it was several pages long, talk to the human resource person, possibly have an interview right then. And that's where I learned how to be polite to who I was speaking with. Because a lot of times that human resource person was the one that made the decisions. It wasn't the manager. It was how was I treated. And many times that human resource person also said, how'd you get in? And I'm like, I walked up to the guard and said I needed human resources, and they told me what floor to go to. And that's when I was told, this is a secure building. You shouldn't have been able to get in. The same thing happened when I got a job at AT&T, Reach Out State. That was a long distance plan that they offered, but I managed to get into their building. And this was a building that to get hired, you actually had to be fingerprinted by the FBI and have a background check. I actually helped the security team because they said, we don't see you. And I'm like, I go in, I walk in, and I showed them flaws in their system. I would actually be walking right behind someone and they would trigger the door with a badge to get in, and I would just walk in right behind them. But again, because they thought they knew me, they didn't think anything of it. Hey, how you doing? You good? With my husband's job, we've moved several times. This is actually my 5th house since I've been married, and I'll be married 35 years in February. He's not in the military, but he moved up with his job with management. Many times we were only in a place less than 2 years, and throughout my life, I went to school with you, I know you. And I would have to explain to people, no, I went to school in a little town outside of Jacksonville, Florida. There's only been 2 times that someone actually knew me, that actually went to school with me. And of course, I'm terrible with faces and names, so I did not even remember them. I even had my youngest son's chief officer of the submarine let me be on his Facebook page because he thought he knew me. But I have not taken advantage of that. I just watch the Facebook to see when they're in port again. I say all that because years ago, I with people recognizing me, also noticed I had the ability to fade into the background. And that was also part of my learning, fading into the background and listening to people. I learned. Different jobs that I had was in human resource myself. And people would come in with complaints or issues they were having. And I would say, do you want me to leave the room while you talk? And they're like, oh, no, no, you're fine. And being quiet. So different jobs that I've had, it's helped me succeed. Of course, going to school has also helped. And now I don't even look at what I started off with. I wanted a good job, great pay, to always be promoted to be a manager. Now I have a job I like, and I'm successful with being where I'm at without being in management. I saw a meme that said, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. So thank you.